Well, it was a very disappointing defeat. Our guys took it really hard in the locker room after the ball game. You know, I thought that we had a very business-like approach to the game, which when you play a big game, sometimes you like that, because our guys, you know, we knew it was going to be a close game. And I thought that, you know, we played extremely well early. And I thought that our guys did a very nice job of not giving up. And there was a couple opportunities there that Jacksonville State could have taken control of the ball game, and our boys would not allow that to happen. And we fought all the way to the end. And you know, you look at a game like that, several things come down. First one is I felt like we just ran out of time, and that's a great compliment to our players. The second thing is that we didn't make the plays in critical situations when we needed to make them. And there was a lot of mistakes that we made throughout the course of the game that you may not have noticed, but we did as a staff. And some of that I knew was going to happen throughout the course of the week. I really preached to our guys, hey, man, if you don't know what to do, just go as fast as you can. And I thought our players did that. We had some guys playing out of position. We had some guys that hadn't, only had a couple days reps at the certain positions they were playing, and in a couple critical situations, we would have probably liked to have had another guy in there doing it, but he was blown up, and we had to put his backup in. And so I thought offensively, I really thought that our staff made some great adjustments, because they blitzed us unmercifully throughout the course of the game. And we knew it would be it'd either be a good play for them or a big play for us throughout the course of the game. We knew it was going to be one or the other just by the scheme we thought they would employ. We made some good adjustments. I thought we called an excellent game on that side of the ball. Defensively, the running back was tough. I mean, Ely was hard to tackle, and we had to play a lot more base defense than we normally play, just strictly. We felt like that was the best position, best situation for our guys to be put in throughout the course of the game. We did give up a few long drives, but also we made a few big stops in a game. But we left too many points on the field, and in a tight ball game like that, you can't do that. I look back and we left 8 points out there, and that was the difference. We got a field goal blocked at the end of the half. We missed 2 extra points. And then at the end of the game, we gave them the ball in great field position after a stop, but luckily our defense bowed up and held them to a field goal to give us a chance to win. But hey, they got a good team. We knew that going into the ball game. They're the best in the conference right now, and have been at the top ever since they've been in here. But I don't think we're very far away, and I really think our guys will bounce back from a tough defeat tonight.
It seemed like the whole game you guys were just kind of trading punches back and forth, and one would have momentum, one would. How hard was it to get to the point, of being able to get over trading punches?
Well, you play a good team like that. I mean, that's. I mean, going in season, we're top tier teams in the conference. You expect a game like that. What hurt us there is we didn't convert on 4th down that one time. We ended up getting a sack and having 3rd and long, and just a little bit out of field goal range. We hadn't been kicking the ball well. It would have been a 49-yarder, and we went for it and didn't make it. And I think if we had made it at that point of the game, that maybe we could have got a big stop and overcome the hump, but we just couldn't get a stop, and we couldn't get a score when we really needed to there late in the ball game.
Coach, your rushing numbers, you just really struggled running the ball. I know Mike, whatever happened that first play, but.
Yeah, well, we hadn't been running the ball real good lately. Now, a good bit of that is they were bringing a lot of 7-man pressures, and we only got 5 in there to block them on the run game. And so when you see that, you got to throw the football, and that's what they were doing. They were loading it up, kind of like, hey, we're going to come after you, and if you're able to get it off, you're going to get a big play, and if not, we're going to make a big play on you. So, a lot of that is just the way they were going to play, as they were bringing it, and I thought we did a nice job picking it up. We gave up a couple sacks, but when they bring that type of pressure and press you all night long, it's really, really difficult to get into a flow. But I thought that, we made some good plays, and Casey scrambled some and made some big plays, and then also we missed some easy plays. So it goes, when you see that as all or nothing, that's going to happen.
Casey, something he talked about was just having 90 guys in that locker room that were really upset about the loss. When you got here, is that something, that mentality? Do you think that would have been the mentality when you took over here, is losing to Jacksonville State hurt?
No, I actually made a note. After a ball game, I sit in the locker room waiting until John comes and gets me and tells me I got to go talk to you guys, and just kind of brainstorm of things that come to mind, and then I'll filter through them tonight and tomorrow before we meet, what's relevant and what may be just brainstorming because I'm disappointed or upset or mad or whatever it may be. But that was one note that I made tonight, that I think from the standpoint of it really meaning something to us, you could feel that in the locker room after the ball game, and that since I've been here, that is the quietest that locker room has ever been after a football game. And and that's something I talked about last year when SEMO beat us. I felt like a lot of our guys were just here to get that scholarship, and if you won, hey, that was a bonus, and if not, man, that's all right, I'm still getting my school paid for. And now I think we've been building on it, and tough way for me to find that out, but I really think our guys want to be champions, they want to be winners, and when you start really wanting to do that, good things are going to happen to you. And let's look at it. The best we can be is 8-3 now, and we have a shot at doing that, but we're going to have to continue to improve and get better, and that's going to be our goal from here on out.
Their offense, was it, with the rushing, was it more of what Ely was doing, or was it more of what their line was able to do?
Well, I think it was a little bit of both. They got a really good scheme. You got. I've said that Blanchard. He's one of those kind of guys that just gets the job done. He's not super flashy. When I took the job here, man, I spent a lot of time down there trying to get him to come to Murray State. But he's a good player. He puts you in some bad situations because he can throw, he can run, and they got a great offensive line. And then also he's the punter, and so you never know whether they're going for it, you never know when they're going to punt it, and different things like that. It really puts you in a bad situation sometimes. So. I think it was just a combination of a lot of different things. Their line's really good. They have a good plan offensively. They know what they want to do. They eat up a lot of their ball control. And with that being said, they play great defense, and they just play to their strengths, and they're a very solid football team.
And Arthur Brackett seemed to be able to make some catches tonight that just really kept you guys going. Can you talk about his performance?
Well, I told him going in the week that this week was going to be a big week for him. Actually, I thought about early in the week moving him back to the position, that he caught all those balls at last year. But we felt like that the matchup inside was going to give us the best chance to win. And he's playing a little out of position, out of necessity. But he, ever since coming back from that ankle injury, this was probably the first time he's really been full go. And I thought that he really played a good ball game.
Kicking game issues, Coach.
Yeah, well, you look at it, and we did get the onside kick, which Coach Anders does a great job scheming that up, and our guys executed it well. I thought that we covered the best we've covered all season on our kickoff coverage. As far as that, they got one on us, but they got called for holding. We made a big play there at the end of the game with Tyler LaVea. Our punting game has been pretty solid. Our punt return game, we blocked them, and we did a good job. And then, our kickoff return, that's hit or miss. But our field goal PAT team has just really been struggling. And we let some pressure get to us off our edge one time. We saw it early in the game, and we were fortunate to get off. And we're not executing very well over there, and myself and Coach Bostic, we coach that team, and we're going to look at maybe making a few changes. We thought about it going into this week, but the 11 we put on the field we thought gave us the best chance to win, but that's unacceptable to have. I think we had 2 blocks, didn't we? Yeah, we only missed 1 extra point, didn't we? And then 1 field goal. So I apologize on my initial statement. But it's a whole new ball game. If you make some points here or there, and a couple times we were down by 11. I was debating whether to go for 2 or go for 1, and I thought we ended up playing it out right, because at the end of the game, we ended up only being down 2 scores, whereas if we had kept going for 2 and not making them, we could have been down 3 scores and not had a chance to win the ball game.
That struggle is making you think about.
Yeah, but again, we're playing the best we got right now, and sometimes that's all you can do. But with that being said, we're going to really reevaluate that operation again, like we do every phase of the game each and every week. And I'm disappointed in that probably as much as anything, because you get your field goal, we go into half down 14-13, a little bit different mentality, and then you don't feel like you're as in big a hole, as we got ourselves into being down 11 throughout the course of the second half.
Coach Snyder heard it all after that first play, or do you just attribute lack of run production just to that stacking the defense, like you said earlier?
Well, he's banged up a little bit, and he just hadn't been able to get loose, and we try to find a way to make that happen, and I thought that at times we ran the ball good tonight. Maybe we didn't, may not have called his number enough. When you look back, I mean, you never know. We had a lot of yards. We had a lot. We were over 50% in third down conversions, which is very difficult to do against a team like that. But it goes back to, they took away the run game a good bit with the blitzing, and when they do that, you got to put your guys in a position to win, and we don't have any big tight ends, and we don't have any fullbacks, and so that's the reason you see us playing in a 1-back set. If we had some tight ends and some big fullbacks, we'd probably get in there and ram it in there a little bit more, but we're taking the players we got and trying to put them in the best position to win each and every week. May not look like that all the time, but that's our goal.
Any other questions?